Do we have any other ferry retirees that are present today? If you're here, please stand. Any other ferry retirees? Okay, we may have ferry retirees that are in the patio area, which is covered, and if they are, we thank them for their service. We have about 200 other guests that are sitting in the outside patio area, as well as what we have here today. So again, thank you for the excellent turnout. Do we have any retirees of the Chesapeake Bay Bridge Tunnel District here with us today? And I know we have plenty of those. If you would please stand. If everyone here would thank them for their collective years of service. Needless to say, this entity would not be what it is without their collective years of service, and that we do not forget. So we thank each and every one of you for your years of service. It is certainly an honor for us to have Governor McAuliffe here with us today. This is the second time in this young administration that Governor McAuliffe has actually spared time and dedicated he and his staff to come and tour this facility. For that, we're thankful, and we welcome him for a second time. Thankfully as well, here to introduce him is Secretary of Transportation Aubrey Lane. I will give a more expanded bio when Aubrey gives a talk a little bit later. So Aubrey, thank you for being with us today.
Thank you. I have as I introduce the governor, I have in front of me a long list of accomplishments that you can look at on the website. But what I thought I would do, many of you in this room are my friends, and I'd like to just share a little bit about what I've learned about our governor since I've got to know him. Last known the governor, met him about 18 months ago when he was then campaigning for governor, and I was impressed with his energy. We'll tell you, he does not sleep. That is, works around the clock, but his pragmatic approach, his business background, his nonpartisan looking at the different problems that the Commonwealth faces, his knowledge of the issues. Many of you know he's traveled the entire state over the last few years and visited every community college. And of course, I've gotten to know, because of him, his family and the type of family man he is. So you think a little bit about that. Well, that's a guy running for governor. Maybe that's not the way it really is. Well, the last 4 months I've really had, and I see Secretary Karen Jackson here, who's also in our cabinet today. We've had a chance to work closely with the governor. And I can tell you all those things are exactly the way this governor has governed, from the bipartisan cabinet he's put together, the type of people there, to the meetings that we run. And I can tell you, we've been in cabinet meetings and someone will say something and it may have a political view, and governor, he says many times, just do the right thing. And I told somebody, I don't know what it's like to work for another governor, but I can only tell you that resonates a lot with me. As you all know, we face a lot of issues across the state with transportation. And we start the hearings for the 6-year plan this coming year, and it tells you a little bit about a governor. We were briefing the governor on this plan, and I said, if there's any particular projects that you want done, now's the time to let us know before we go out. And to which he said, in his usual way, no, just do the right thing, get the right projects that are right for Virginia. So it is with great pleasure that I introduce to you our 72nd governor, the Honorable Terry McAuliffe, Governor of Commonwealth, Virginia.
Thank you, John. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Please, everybody sit. Thank you. It is an honor. I want to thank Secretary Lane, Secretary Jackson, members of the General Assembly we have here, Mr. Lieutenant Governor, great to be with you. We were just the other day at a great event, VMI, the New Market Battle. We celebrated its 150th anniversary the other day, and but it's really great to be here for this big birthday. I'm so happy that the bridge is here. I flew down early this morning at 7 o'clock to give a speech in Newport News. I was then due over on the Eastern Shore about an hour later. We were going to fly over, and unfortunately, due to the weather, we had to drive. So I spent 2 hours in the car. I love the bridge because it saved me. I was able to go to the events. You see how we've changed this program. I have about 3 more events tonight in Richmond. I was to fly home. Well, guess what? We are now driving. So that's why I thank everybody for accommodating and moving it up so I can get and finish up the schedule that I have here today. It's an honor to be here today to celebrate the 50th anniversary celebration of the Chesapeake Bay Bridge Tunnel. When the first span was completed in 1964, it was deemed one of the 7 engineering wonders of the modern world. And to this day, 50 years later, there isn't many bridge tunnels that can rival what we have here today. In fact, the system remains today only one of 10 bridge tunnels in the entire world, which is really a tribute to the area. Over the past 50 years, the bridge tunnel has become a crucial lifeline for the shore and for Hampton Roads. Now get this, with more than 100 million vehicles crossing it in the last 50 years. I'll give that a round of applause. That is impressive. In fact, it carries approximately 25% of the tourism traffic in and out of Virginia Beach. These travelers drive over 23 miles of water, which is up to 100 feet deep in some places. They also drive across 4 man-made islands, as well as 2 miles of tunnel and over 2 miles of raised causeway. The CBBT is a great example of how the public and the private sectors can work together to get things done. Over the past 50-year lifespan, the bridge tunnel has never taken a cent of taxpayer dollars. I'll give that another round of applause. Did you hear that, Mr. Secretary? Yes, sir. Okay. Instead, its expenses are paid for by the people who use it. And the CBBT board has worked hard to keep the tolls as low as possible. And I want to thank all of them for all the outstanding work that they have all done on this. It is not easy maintaining a facility like this one in some of the harshest maritime environments, and it's not cheap either. So I commend everybody who has worked on this magnificent project. And I continue asked to work to do new things because, as the Secretary will tell you, we have some big ideas for this region. Soon the gigantic Panamax ships will be coming through the Panama Canal. We at the port have got to make sure that we can handle these new gigantic Panamax ships. And the Bay Bridge Tunnel here, what we have here today, is going to be an integral part of how we link our transportation and commerce all across the United States of America. So we're going to have some creative ideas of what we need to do. But you know what? The folks who have worked on this for the last 50 years have never shied away from a challenge. We're going to have some big challenges over the next couple of years, and I know that the folks who have worked on it and will continue to work on it will once again meet this challenge to once again do what we do best in Virginia. We do it better than anyone else. I thank you for this opportunity to be with you, and happy birthday. Good.